Hey everyone, it's Priscilla from Assist Queen Crochet, and today we're going to be troubleshooting some typical problems that happen when you crochet in the round. So we're going to cover two different things. So maybe instead of your circle coming out flat and round like this, maybe it's coming out a little bit folded and ruffly, or maybe it's even cupping up. So if you're dealing with any of these problems, we're going to troubleshoot them together so you can find out how to make a nice flat circle. All right, let's get into it. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Priscilla and I create colorful crochet, boho, and hippie patterns. Alright, so let's start with how to create a nice flat circle when you're dealing with your circle kind of ruffling up, kind of like this. Now it's more of an animal, a sea animal, other than a nice flat circle. So when you're dealing with a nice ruffled circle, that means that you have too many stitches to begin with in the rounds right here. Also, if you want to know how to start crocheting in the round the easy way, I'll link it up in one of these corners, how to start crocheting in the round. Check out that video first. It's the first part of my crocheting in the round series, so you know how to get started. But so basically, when it's roughly like this, it just means that there's too many stitches in the circle in the first round. So as you can see, in this first round, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stitches. So I would say to try to go down to maybe 13, 12, 11, restart, and just continue to troubleshoot and work it again and again until you can get a nice flat circle. I think that for half double crochet, try to stay around maybe like 10 or 12 and see if that works for you, so your circle comes out flat instead of ruffled. So another thing you can do if you want to keep the same amount of stitches, but you basically don't want to go up or down with the amount of stitches, you can also use a smaller hook. For this piece, I think I used a 5.5 or 5 millimeter hook, and for this, I used a 3.75 millimeter hook. And I did the same amount of half double crochet stitches in the first round. And with the smaller hook, it basically made the piece turn out flat instead of ruffled like this. Obviously, it will be a smaller piece with the same amount of rows. So basically, that's just two different ways to deal with a ruffled circle. You can either go down the amount of stitches, which you have to kind of test it out. It depends on your tension and what kind of hook and yarn you use, and basically how many you need to go with in the end. So just troubleshoot it, try again and again. You can either use less stitches or you can use a smaller hook. Alright, so another common problem that we deal with is when your work starts to cup up like this. It's no longer flat, but you can try to force it, maybe like block it later, but in the end it's going to be more and more cup shaped. This will eventually become like, not a cylinder, but like a bowl at some point. Now, this means that you do not have enough stitches in the middle of your first round. So basically you're going to want to go up with the amount of stitches. So for example, this is a double crochet, and in the middle I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I also use a very small hook. Probably I think it's around a 5, not too small, like a 5 millimeter probably. So I can either add more stitches on the inside so it will start to lay flat, or I can also go up a hook size instead. This is the one done with a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter hook. And then I use a 9 millimeter hook with the same amount of 12 stitches inside the circle. And it became flat and not cupping up, as you can see. So that's another option when you're cupping, when your work is cupping. Either go up a few hook sizes. Once again, you got to troubleshoot, see what works for you, or add more stitches. So for this, with the 5 millimeter hook, I probably could add maybe 3 or 4 and make it about 15 or 16 double crochet in the first round to make it flat. But I could try it out and see if it worked. If it didn't, I would go up some more or go down depending on how it came out. So once again, you're going to have to do some troubleshooting with your projects to make sure that they all come out flat, if that is your goal, of course. Another thing you can change is your tension. So for example, instead of going up a hook size, I could just crochet very, very, very loose if I wanted to. And also with this, I could just crochet tighter, but I always suggest is going down a hook size if you're ruffly, or just, doing less stitches. So let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you, and any more questions you want me to troubleshoot in like a part 2 video, of crocheting in the round that would be helpful to you. I want to keep this going to answer all of y'all's questions. So I would suggest to watch my first video here on how to start crocheting in the round. And also over here, I have a quick free pattern of crocheting in the round to get you started if you kind of want to get more into making hats and things like that. And also my next video will be on how to crochet a flat circle using single crochet. So make sure that you follow along with my channel so you can find out and watch this video next. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, my crochet kings and queens.